Hey everybody, it's John and Mo.
Hello.
Hey, and we're back with another What's Blank Wednesday, and we are doing a What's Socks Wednesday. So you kind of brought this one up. Some questions came up in a conversation, and
Yes.
you didn't realize socks were so complicated.
I had zero idea, especially before I started working at Bill and Paul's. I was the kind of gal that would just put on my cotton socks and head out into the wild.
And why did you own a lot of cotton socks?
I had no knowledge that there were another variety of materials available or that there's any difference.
That's all I wore, but a lot of it was value. Like you could buy 12 socks for like $12 or something like at Walmart. So, yeah, it's a mind-blowing experience getting a good pair of socks into your outdoor experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it's changed a lot of the way that I travel too, and especially, I am a hiker, and it's definitely changed my hiking game for sure.
So you guys have heard us say this before, cotton kills. So those white cotton socks definitely are not great for your feet. It might not actually kill you. They don't dry very fast. They don't wick moisture, so you're gonna have cold, wet feet or damp, wet feet, depending on the time of the year.
That leads to
because that leads to blisters and even worse things.
Yes.
So, but these are they're not inexpensive, right? I mean, $20 to $30 for a pair of socks. Is that crazy or what?
Yeah, it is wild, but I feel like that's part of the investment piece too, because for me it was about building upon the gear that I knew was going to last and give me a good product, and especially to enjoy what I love doing too.
And once you make the investment in these socks, you are not going to replace them. So if you're a white sock wearer and you every 6 months have to flip your sock drawer, that doesn't happen. You're going to end up with probably a big sock drawer full of these great socks.
Yes, my sock bin is overflowing.
Yeah, so you just keep accumulating them, but you never really get rid of them. So, what's your favorite activity?
I love to hike. That's really where my game is at, and I love going out on long trails and just enjoying nature. So
let's start with hiking socks. Some common features amongst these socks are primarily our selection is going to be based on merino wool. It is a natural fiber that wicks moisture, insulates when wet, and probably most importantly, antimicrobial. So those stinky socks, it takes a little bit longer for that to happen, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So depending on what type of footwear you wear, if you're a trail runner, you might want to have something that stays inside, or maybe like tennis or high activity, a sock that doesn't come out of your shoe.
Yeah.
So they make different heights in the ankle, the no-show tab, quarter height, to the full crew for those of us that tend to hike or want to wear these in the wintertime.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, within the categories, then there are some different thicknesses. Somebody who's pretty active in the summertime doesn't want a heavy sock, obviously, so that no-show tab tends to be a little bit thinner. But in your traditional hiking sock, you usually get two weights. One is a light hiker, and the other is a heavy cushion hiker. Great for shoes, tighter fitting performance boots, really nice for a heavier hiking boot, or maybe even a winter boot that you don't need that real tight fit in. So more insulation, more cushion, but maybe a little squeezier on your feet with that weight. So so that's the hiking sock family. We do have a little bit of what I call a bridge sock because it's long, like our winter sport socks, but it's really not designed for skiing, although you could use it for that, and that's compression socks. So if you're not familiar with compression wear, they are medically designed to keep your blood flowing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So where would it be beneficial to have a lot of extra blood flow?
Actually, you mentioned to me in a kayak.
Yep. So if you're doing long distance paddling, where you're in a boat for 5, 6, 7 hours at a time, and you wear socks to keep your feet warm, this is a great thing to have, because when you get out of your boat, your feet and your legs are actually feel pretty good.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Maybe not quite as adventurous, but I'm sure a lot of you guys travel by plane to different places, so you've got a great travel sock as well.
Since I'm not a skier or snowboarder yet, my question is to you. I had no idea that there were different levels of ski socks, or that they even had differences to them.
It is kind of crazy and can be overwhelming. We watch people come in and shop socks on their own, and the racks are full, and it gets a little bit like, what in the world is going on out there? So let's try to simplify this. Materials are the same as what we talked about in hiking socks. You want warm, dry feet in your ski boots. And here's a little tip for you. Don't wear your ski socks while you drive to the slopes or take the bus to the slopes. Put them on when you put your boots on. A wet sock in the morning just leads to cold feet during the day.
Yes.
So try to keep these dry.
Nice.
But depending on what type of fit you have with your ski boot, and maybe what performance level you are as a skier, 3 different weights.
Oh, interesting.
Super skinny.
Yeah, this is very
No
thin.
cushion. Does that feel very comfortable?
It feels so soft.
It's
and
very
stretchy.
soft and thin. So we call this a boot fitter sock. So if you've got a high performance ski boot, you don't have a lot of extra space in there, you need that thin layer for warmth, but don't want bulk.
Yep.
That's what we use this for.
Oh, gotcha.
So it makes a performance boot feel great and work awesome. For someone who's maybe a little more recreational in their approach to performance skiing, we have, very similar to the hiking side,
Yeah.
a light cushion sock. Ski socks have a couple of unique features. On the shin is padding. So if you guys ski, you know that that's an area where you want a little bit of softer feel to the So, but on the back, where our calves are tight in the boot, they thin that out. So you see how there's 2 different sections in there?
Yeah, it definitely feels different.
And then over the top of our feet, where we're cranking our buckles down, generally don't want a lot of cushion there either. But you do want it on your toe and your heel, where you want that insulation and that feel good. So a lot going on in terms of the engineering and design of
Seems like-
a ski sock.
Seems like they work a lot with the boot.
It's important to know what fit you have with your when you're picking out a sock.
Yeah.
For that recreational fit, that little looser boot, if you're renting and you don't really know what you're going to get, this is that heavy cushion ski sock. So much like the heavy cushion hiking sock. Now that one does feel fairly luxurious, right?
This is like a cloud.
Yeah, but if you don't have a lot of space in your boot, don't get tricked into buying this big cushy sock, because it isn't going to keep you warm.
Oh,
This would be one that if you're not a skier, you might like wearing in like your bogs or your Sorels or your winter boot or something like that.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the snowboarder. Ding, ding, ding.
Different.
So different in what way?
Oh, it just looks thicker in general.
And funky.
Yeah, very cool.
Snowboarders are funky. Skiers aren't, right? No, the biggest primary difference is they don't do that change of thickness around the calf. So full cushion through the calf, but you can buy different weights around the foot. So again, the snowboard boot, this you can feel that's pretty thin on the top.
Yeah,
designed to make that technical snowboard boot feel really good. So, but they do fun it up, and you could wear this skiing certainly.
Yeah,
and you can wear a ski sock snowboarding. We're not no sides here. We're fun for all. So
Nice.
well, I think we should knit this up. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think we should.
Thanks for watching Things on Socks. We have a lot to choose from. Stop on in. Please ask for help if you get overwhelmed when you get to the rack, because the gang here will be happy to talk you through finding the perfect sock for your next outdoor adventure. Thanks for hanging out with me, Mo.
Yeah, of course.
See you, gang. Till next week. Bye.